What is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, where this is the show where we discuss what's trending. We also discuss thought provoking topics from the fields of politics, sports, pop culture, and so much more. Thank you for joining your good friend here for just another great conversation. I'm excited, as always, to take the time and to chat with you, my friends, the listeners, the viewers out there. Thank you so much for continuing to support the Arrington Gavin Show. It is a grassroots independent program that is here just to bring you some fun, great conversations, maybe keep you informed on stuff you didn't hear about or know about. Just to honestly have a conversation. You do it all the time. It's easy. You do, at the dinner table. You do it at cookouts. You do it at gatherings. With friends and social meetups and whatnot. So I'm just here just to bring up and just to have a conversation, man. Just to have a conversation. This is episode, I believe, 114. And on this show, gonna be talking about Diddy, former President Donald Trump, Olympian gold medal winner Gabby Douglas, Charlamagne Tha God, you name it. We're gonna kind of impact a lot of stuff here within this time we have. But before we do so, let me first by mentioning, hey, new episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show, as you see scrolling at the bottom, drops every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast. So if you prefer to listen to this program and listen to the sound of my voice, you can tune in. Those new episodes will drop at 10 a.m. They will be up and ready to listen to. You can just type in the Arrington Gavin Show, or to make it go a little faster, what you can do, you can go on the search bar, whichever platform you're on, type in the letter R, then Smooth Club Media. That will lead you straight to all of our shows. You can follow that. Give us 5 stars, leave a great review. I truly appreciate it. If you prefer to watch us visually, you can do that. Those drop every on those same exact days at 5 p.m. on our YouTube channel, our Smooth Club Media, on Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show, Facebook at our Smooth Club Podcast, as well as RSC Media on X. Okay, on X, or you can type in our Smooth Club Media. Also, you can check out reruns of past episodes, however you want to call it, of the Arrington Gavin Show on ESPTV on Facebook, as well as ErnestSmithProductions.com. Those drop Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. Okay, Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. And also, if you want to donate to the show, I truly appreciate it. It can be 10 cents a penny. If you don't want to donate anything, hey, that's I still, all you can do. If you could just donate your time, as well as like, subscribe, please share. But if you prefer to donate, with the cost of a penny or above, I truly appreciate it. Like I said, we are a very independent grassroots program. We want to continue to grow and make sure we give you all the just a great insights, and make sure we have the right equipment to stay afloat and keep the narrative going. So we want to keep that up as well. Just a reminder, again, on the last program, I had the opportunity to reminder or recap the last episode we've had here on the show. I had the opportunity to speak with Miss Nakia Miller, who is a branding and also a political strategist, as well as a commentator. She's also written a couple of op-eds for Daily Chaos. Awesome friend, awesome person, very opinionated. Okay, doesn't hold back her tongue, doesn't hold back how she feels about a certain candidate, regardless of party affiliation. She made a huge announcement on the show last episode, and about that she will be running for city council in her home city of Hampton, in Hampton, Virginia. So I thought that was really awesome. It was a surprise to me. I was very excited. That makes the Arrington Gavin Show with 2 candidates that has made their announcement here on this program. So we want to keep that momentum, keep that going for anyone who's thinking about putting their running for anything, whether if it's hall monitor to president of the United States. Hey, come on this show and make that huge announcement, because we are a platform where anybody and everybody is welcome. We are a very unbiased program. As a registered independent, I'm friends with everybody. I love to hear all sides of the aisle. I don't think that you should keep yourself in a bubble. I don't believe in the two-party system. So I was just very excited and honored that she chose this program, and just thrilled because again, she's very passionate about her community, and she's a person that wants to put her money where her mouth is, in a sense, right? She wants to keep people accountable, and she's like, oh, you know what, look, all I can do is complain, but I'm gonna do something about it. So she's running for higher office, and I think that's dope. So shout out to Miss Nakia Miller about that. Also, y'all, gotta thank some supporters of the program. Let me bring this beautiful bottle here. Ingenious Gin. That's right, Ingenious Gin. It's a black owned, veteran owned gin spirit, rose gold. For those gin connoisseurs and gin explorers out there, I highly recommend Ingenious Gin. Okay, if you haven't tried it, or if you're curious, look, check them out on their website, ingeniousgin.com, or you can go to your local spirit stores. If you're in the state of Virginia, your ABC stores, you can go grab yourself a bottle. If you're outside of the state of Virginia, please go to your local spirit stores, grab yourself a bottle, and if you can't find it, tell them they need to have this bottle in their stores. Ingenious Gin, okay? Ingenious Gin. You can follow them on all social media platforms as well. They are a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin show. I want to thank them very much, and also make sure to drink responsibly. Who else would I like to thank? Oh, also Bernardo's Menswear. Shout out to my good friend, Mr. Bernardo. He has an amazing menswear store located in the heart of downtown Norfolk, in the MacArthur Mall on the first floor. It is specializes in fine men's apparel. If you are not in the Hampton Roads area, no worries, because you can have the website right up here, www.bernardosmenswear.com. So you can order online as well. I have a few amazing pieces from him. I have a seersucker suit that I just purchased that is dope. I can't wait to try it on, man. It's an awesome store. Black owned as well. Shout out to black owned businesses, and just great service, amazing service. Also want to shout out my friends over at Priority Ford, like my dear friend Mr. James Church, who is the general manager of Priority Ford. Him and his team has been truly helping me with, because I'm newly into the Ford family. I have a Bronco, and I went from BMW to trying out American made vehicle. And Ford has always been a long standing company, trusted company as well. And you get great ride, you get a great, beautiful ride, whether if it's a pickup to a sedan to you name it. I mean, it's just their vehicles are sharp, they're great on gas. They're just great. But specifically Priority Ford over in North Virginia, they give you amazing service. For more information about them, their address is 3420 North Military Highway in North Virginia. And also, if you have any information you would like to reach them by phone, you can dial the number at 757 255 8935. Okay, 757 255 8935. Let them know that Arrington sent you, and just tell James Church, hey, that Arrington also sent you as well. He's a good friend of mine, so he would always appreciate that. Y'all, we're gonna get it going with the program. Let me see what I want to start with first. Let's start with on the wrestling circuit. So y'all know I'm a diehard wrestling fan, right? And recently this video went viral showing a famous hip hop star went viral, making a guest appearance on the NXT brand in the WWE. NXT is like, you can consider it like their developmental brand with a lot of their up and coming performers, wrestlers that are building their way up on like the more higher stages like Raw or SmackDown. And the one and only Sexxy Red, that's right, y'all, Sexxy Red was in the building. And let me tell you something, and I'll be honest, I did not know who she was when I first came across who Sexxy Red was. Uh my wife and I, we were at the oh man, where were we at? We were at the Something in the Water festival. And I'm not gonna play the background music because it's playing one of the first songs. Hey, we can't afford the copyrights on that. So let me just, play this visual. Sorry for those who are listening, but it's a visual. You can go to you can go to WWE on IG or any social medias or NXT, and it will, you can Google it however you want, a Sexxy Red WWE, or you can just go to their Instagram and it shows her appearance there. And I mean, she had, of course, a grand entrance. Everybody was so excited. Of course, she's known for, for twerking, right? Let me kind of backtrack. I didn't know who Sexxy Red was. My wife and I, we attended the Something in the Water music festival here in Virginia Beach, created by Pharrell Williams, who's a hometown guy, born and raised. And he always will do some surprise guest appearances from celebs, celebrity performers. And I was like, who is this girl with with this red hair? I didn't, but the crowd went wild. Okay, the crowd went wild. I'm like, who is this person? And obviously they said their name. I did not know who this person was. I was like, but all I was like is, oh, she nasty. She is nasty because like the lyrics, the dance, I'm like, she is nasty. So Sexxy Red, she's 26 years old. She has a hit song, the hit single Pound Town. It's a popular spawn with the remix sequel Pound Town 2 with Nicki Minaj, which became her first entry on the Billboard Hot 100. Her follow-up single Ski Yeet was met with similar success as both were included on her second mixtape, Hood Hottest Princess. Her single Get It Sexy peaked within the top 20 on the charts. Let's see here. She was considered a breakout artist in the summer of 2023, received a nomination for Best Breakthrough Hip Hop Artist in the 2023 Hip Hop Awards. Known for her public image and lyrics and media presence, have been described as brazenly sexual, boisterous, and confident. She is a very, she's obviously with the popularity, everybody will want to hear her say on some important topics, which sometimes is unfair because not everybody is engaged what is always trend, especially as a celebrity, because they got their own brands. They are a part of the story, so it's like, how can they keep up and stuff like that? But she's been very vocal when it comes to politics as well. She expressed affinity for former President Donald Trump, utilized the phrase "Make America Sexy Again" as part of her branding. She also, let's see. Yeah, so she's a character. I will say that she is a character. She has a huge social media presence. I mean, well over 1 million people that support her. Huge fan base as well. I mean, I've listened to the music. I mean, I'm just that weird kid. Was like, if the beat is hot, I'm gonna tune into it. I really could care less with the lyrics, but she's popular, man, and people love her. And she's appeared on country music stages, twerking, whatever music she's hearing, she's twerking, having a good time, and this and that, and everybody just enjoys her presence. Right? It's almost like when you first heard about Cardi B. Right? Cardi B was that person that, I just want to like hang with her. She seems so dope and cool and whatnot. So I had to start the show. I'll talk about Sexxy Red making her wrestling debut, on NXT, which the general manager, and I'm not aware of her name, but she is the daughter of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who everybody knows, the People's Champ, The Rock. And yeah, so Sexxy Red out here making guest appearances in the WWE, which, I mean, come on, they're very known for doing that. I mean, I remember in the old years, I mean, they had Muhammad Ali, Mr. T make experiences, professional Super Bowl football champs. LT, I believe, was also, he wrestled Bam Bam Bigelow. That goes way back, y'all. And now you got celebrities like Logan Paul, YouTube sensation, YouTube like just influencer. He is actually a pretty damn good wrestler. I will say he's an athlete. Him and his brother are athletes. They're in great shape, but he's a great wrestler. He plays a villainous role. He's a champion at the moment. He's dope. He's dope. And also shout out to Pat McAfee. He's also a wrestler, but he's mainly an announcer. But it's just the WWE has grown to be just such a large company until it's insane. But I'm loving it. I'm all for it. And I love the direction that they're going because they're mainly under Triple H. Paul Levesque, I believe, is his government name, but I know him as Triple H because he's a former wrestler as well. He doesn't wrestle as much. He's more on the suit, on the corporate side. As you know, the whole story with Mr. McMahon. I'm not going to go into that, Vince McMahon, but yeah, they're doing great. They're doing great, selling out arenas nonstop. They're doing multiple shows weekly. Every fighter that they have a performer is making a killing, and just a lot of money. So, it's dope. It's dope. Let's see here. We're gonna do a commercial break. When we come back, I'll have Charlamagne Tha God of the Breakfast Club. What he had to say about former President Donald Trump on Fox News Gunfeld, the late night talk show hosted by Greg Gunfeld. Greg Gunfeld is also co-host of The Five. So we'll come back. We'll get to, for people to listen on what Charlamagne had to say in regards to former President Donald Trump. We'll be back here on the Arrington Gavin Show. You're tuning in to your boy Arrington Gavin. Look, don't go anywhere, and do me a favor, don't change that dial. Just stay tight. We'll be right back.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, family. Welcome back here in the Arrington Gavin Show. All right. So as I mentioned before the break, Charlamagne Tha God. Charlamagne Tha God, known for being the unfiltered, unapologetic, I won't say unapologetic, but unfiltered, upfront, controversial radio personality, co-host on The Breakfast Club, Radio Hall of Famer, well-deserved, New York Times bestseller. He's the founder of the Black Effect Podcast Network. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Charlamagne, and he has a new book out, and he has been doing a lot of press promoting this book. If I can, let me see on the name of this new book that is out. Give me 1 second. Get Honest or Die Lying. Why small talk show. Why? Let me repeat it. Get Honest or Die Lying. Why small talk sucks. And it is out now. He has been doing a lot of press. He's been on The View. He's been on, you name every national outlet. He has been on there promoting his book, and backs up what he speaks on, because he mainly speaks on the frustration that he has with the Democratic Party. His frustration, because obviously they talk to him when it comes to politics as well. He's a very intelligent individual. He speaks on his opinions on in politics. On really, when you talk with him, he seems more of a centrist individual. He's not a fan of either candidate. He's not a fan of the current president, Joe Biden. He's not a fan of former President Donald Trump. And he's very vocal about that. He is like, look, I don't see what either party has done right now for black people, for one, especially the Republican Party. He hasn't really heard anything too much from Kamala Harris. I'm not quoting properly of what he's saying, but he has mainly said that the Democratic Party is just a weak affiliation, right? They're weak. They don't stick it to where there's, if they go low, you gotta go lower. You can't try and go high. You gotta be tough. You gotta be tough. Unlike the Republicans are showing that toughness, that they're not scared to say what they need to say in this and then the other. And Charlamagne's like, y'all need to get to fighting, man. Not literally scrapping, but respond back what you have done. Respond back with this and that, because before you know it, it'll be November 5th, and it's election day, and you're screwed, because not a lot of people are noticing or know what exactly have you done for me lately, in a sense. So let me bring up this graphic. I'll bring up this video clip. Charlamagne was on Gunfeld, which is a late night, somewhat of a late night kind of comedy, political based show hosted by Greg Gunfeld, who's also a co-host on the highest rated Fox News program called The Five, which is, to me, I tune into it from time to time. I don't care for the format of it, because in all honesty, there's four people that gang up on one individual. Now, within those four, not all of them considers them, calls himself a Republican. Some might say, well, I'm libertarian, I'm more of an independent, but I'm conservative, and then the rest of them are Republicans, and then there's one liberal. Here's how it goes, in my opinion. There's four Republicans and there's one liberal. Now you have I think two liberals that are their full-time people. Harold, what is his name? Let me see. Is it Harold Ford Jr.? He's a former congressman out of Tennessee, and Democrat. He's more of like the calm, cool, collective kind of guy. Like, yeah, so I agree with you, but he's never the guy that will like really like. There used to be a guy, Juan Williams. Juan Williams was there for 7 years. Juan didn't play, right? Juan would always go back and forth. Juan wasn't scared to back facts, right? He wasn't scared being the Lone Ranger. Now there's a new girl, Jessica. I can't even pronounce her name. I'm bad with pronouncing names, y'all. Give me 1 second. Jessica, what is it? Tarlov. She does not mess around at all. She backs what she preaches. She will be like, hey, look, four on one, bring it on. And it brings a great, civil a civil discourse and civil dialogue, things like that. But that's, also another show. I kind of, I ran off a lot, guys. But that's a show that Greg is known for as well. It's been on there for years. But Greg is more of the funny man. He's no stand-up comedian, but he's been a writer for certain magazines, editors, things of that nature. So anyway, his show, which I honestly think is corny as I think is extremely corny. The jokes are they're like hit or miss jokes, but I mean their audience is old Republican base that were like, ha ha ha, that's funny, ha ha ha. People with very dry, not even dry humor, just like no humor at all. But yet he's beaten the tails off of late night hosts like Jimmy Fallon, actual comedians, Jimmy Fallon, Steve Colbert. Obviously, they kick ratings when it over like CNN, MSNBC, but like they get high ratings. So technically, naming him like the king of late night, which is just weird. But anyway, recently Charlamagne was on the show, the Gunfeld, and this is what he had to say in regards to former President Donald Trump, which I think was dope because again, Charlamagne does not he's not scared to tackling facts with people who even if he's outnumbered. So let me go ahead and find this video for you all. I don't know, is it already? There we go.
I think he is a threat to democracy.
Really?
I think that he led an attempted coup in this country. He said he wanted to suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. At the least, that's just not a patriotic thing to say.
I don't believe that.
He absolutely said that on
I will
Truth
look
Social.
that up.
He did.
He wanted to suspend
suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. He said it on Truth Social, then said he didn't say it. So I read Project 25. I'm one of those guys that's like, I don't know if he will necessarily leave. I hope he does, as you said.
I think even if I think this happens more with our presidents than I think, because now we can see everything, and Trump made everything so transparent because he was on TV every day and everyone was watching the camera.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet, and again, I'm not justifying the bad behavior of January 6th, but I'm willing to bet every president, when he got the note that he was not, when he was out, they were calling everybody like, can we fix this? Are we sure? Mm-hmm. And I think just given the fact that Biden's biggest claim to fame was he got to be Barack Obama's VP. And it was more of the Barack. I voted for Barack twice. I voted for Trump. Looks like it's going to be 3 times now. But the point is like, it was the greatness of Barack that helped him over. Now that there's no more Barack, this is all Biden's presidency, and it's been embarrassing. So people are like, are we willing to go back to a poor sport who at least was getting our taxes right, or a wandering?
Last word.
Yeah, let the record.
So you hear right there, Charlamagne Tha God explaining his thoughts on former President Donald Trump. And it's funny because Charlamagne has gotten heat for sharing his views on current President Joe Biden. So people thinking, oh, okay, so I take it you gonna vote for Trump. You gonna vote for Trump, this and that, the other, blah, 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 blah. And, people always will put you in a bubble based on their assumptions, but what they're confused on understanding is that you can't just be a yes person saying, oh, they're doing just an awesome job, I just love this person, yada yada yada. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what they're doing. No, people have to be willing to give you the bad reviews as well, so you can overcome those, learn from those mistakes, and do better, so you can have a great administration. So Charlamagne is that voice, especially with, their listenerships is crazy in the high millions. So they have a huge audience, especially young people that are knowledgeable with the local, state, and federal office, and they will interview people from all aisles of on the political side, and it's dope because they keep their foot to the fire. And I remember hearing a conversation or interview that Charlamagne did, and he just said, look, we have a lot of candidates that obviously will have their talking points, but I repeat the same question just so if they give me the same answer, or if they're caught off guard, because if they're caught off guard, okay, it's not genuine. You can't just be like, okay, I got these talking points, you're good, it's gonna make you look good. Now here on this show, my goal is not to bash a candidate or an official. That's just not my show. I've been told from some friends it would be nice to add a little spice to it, but that's just not my cup of tea. I'm here to have a conversation. When it comes to politicians, I speak on, okay, the typical, why get involved in politics? What have you done? What do you hope to do in the future? And that's how I break it off. When it's a candidate, okay, what are you? Why should people vote for you? Key thing. Why should people vote for John Doe or for Mary Lou, whatever? I'm just making names up. But what is the reason? Why should people back you up? And what would they get in return with a John Doe vote? That's what I like to have. Within conversations. Yeah, I'll play a little devil's advocate here and there, just to make good points, because there are people. I know I have listeners and viewers that are like, okay, well, I would like to, ask this, how would they work in this case or in this scenario and things like that. So, I have nothing but respect for Charlamagne. Yeah, he's controversial, but hell, I've had controversy involved just in radio in general, podcast too. Excuse me. But again, he's a legend for a reason. Excuse me, not I wouldn't say legend, but an icon. And he's just a dope dude. Just a dope dude. Okay. Moving on, guys. One of my idols in the media game, Roland Martin. He is the founder of the Black Star Network. He's also the host of Roland Martin Unfiltered. He's an editor. He's a best-selling author. He's a journalist. Entrepreneur. I mean, he's everything. I've always been a huge fan of Roland Martin, and hope one day to meet him in person. Hope one day to be on his show. Hope one day to have him on this show. But Roland has been to me major voice when it comes to politics, especially in the Black community, keeping people informed, keeping people engaged. His show does not BS at all whatsoever. He's very he brings it to you in layman's terms, because there's certain terminology when it comes to politics that I'll speak for myself. It's just I don't quite understand, or I'm not grasping how's this policy work and this and that. His show has always been an avenue of understand, not even just his show, him in general too, but his show especially, because he brings on the right people. Is very relatable. Is topics that will affect all communities and all levels, whether it's low class, middle class, upper class, for people of color and minorities. He recently shared this about as far as the campaign strategy is concerned for the Biden-Harris campaign, because y'all, it is a extremely close. It's a hard call right now. It's hard because on one side, and I called it like this: the demented versus the demonic. Okay, one side of the aisle is saying Biden is clueless. His mind is not there anymore. He's old. He's this and then the other. I don't fully disagree with them, because Biden's age is an issue. Biden's, when even during his speeches and things like that, you're like, and don't get me wrong, I know he has a stuttering problem, which is a huge effect with his speeches. But even when he was a little younger, he was he was much sharper, which is that's realistic stuff. People when they get the older they get, they're not as sharper as they are in youth wise. But I've said this many times, y'all. Biden was the almighty replacement. Okay. At that moment in life, the world wanted to see Donald Trump out of office. By all means, they wanted to just please put somebody new in that seat. And then after they finish their term, okay, move on to really stay in focus. But right now, you just got to get Trump out that seat. So that was Joe Biden. I personally think there were other options than former vice president at the time, Joe Biden, but he was that guy. He ended up winning. He was the almighty replacement. Now, to my knowledge, when he at first was either running or either ran, he was just going to do a one term and then call it Christmas. Obviously, that's not the case, because he's running for re-election. He is going to be the Democratic candidate, Democratic nominee for president of the United States. He's hoping to do another term. He is, I think, at right now between 81, 82 years old. It is, in my opinion, we have a lot of high seniors in U.S. Congress, Senate, and now, in the president's seat. And I just think that when you're dealing with those type of people at that age, especially when you're handling life's crisis and just people's livelihood, way of living, that age, man, you gotta do something about it. And I, look, I have respect for a lot of the career politicians that's been in office for years. I truly do. But you have to make room for new people. Now, a person will say, okay, let me play devil's advocate. Where are they? Maybe they don't see anybody that's up for the task. I beg to differ, y'all. I truly beg to differ. Within their teams that they have, within their local states. Come on, I know that there's many of. Can't you tell me not a one? No, I beg to differ. That I truly do beg to differ. That I think you have a good amount of people that love that power position. You're the first person to have the first access to all the things coming into the country. I'm the first one to find out about this. They love that power. They love the benefits. They love the accommodations that come with it. Moving on to on Donald Trump's side, you got a guy that's charged for charged. He has 90 indictments, maybe 89 indictments filed against him. In a court of law, he's currently, I mean, every day you turn on the news, whether if it's CNN or MSNBC, mainly the, the left-leaning news, it's court cases. Well, I won't even say that. All mainstream outlets, conservative outlets, liberal outlets, News Nation, they're showing Trump case, Trump. And it's like, oh God, it's so old. But it's a lot. Now, actually, I'll go back to what Trump had to say in one of his, after leaving the court. But let me bring up Roland Martin, what he had said on his show, Roland Martin Unfiltered, about the strategy that the Biden and Harris campaign is doing, and that they need to make some changes.
Articulating over and over and over again is that you have to understand the demographic shift among African Americans, and that is voters likely to identify as Democrats, which means you're going to have to be more aggressive in trying to go after them, spend more money in targeting them, and not just with ads, community-based conversations. And frankly, I don't think the campaign has fully embraced that. And I think when you look at the polling numbers, your softness there, and I've said on this show, I've said to people directly, the couch is a real foe. And what I keep articulating over and over and over again is that you have to understand the demographic shift among African Americans. And that is voters who are 55 and under are less likely to identify as Democrats, which means you're going to have to be more aggressive in trying to go after them, spend more money in targeting them, and not just with ads, having community-based conversations. And frankly, I don't think the campaign has fully embraced that. And I think when you look at the polling numbers, your softness there, and I've said on this show, I've said to people directly, the couch.
He's absolutely right. Absolutely right. So that's another candidate. Okay, if y'all haven't found out, when it comes to the presidential race, so it's not 3 candidates. Okay, and what I mean by the 3, current President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump, independent candidate, third party candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. There's obviously multiple third party candidates within that field: Jill Stein, Cornel West, Chase Oliver. He just been nominated as the Lord have mercy, the nominee for the Libertarian Party, or their nominee. But also, they said the couch, meaning people are not even going to go out and vote. I can speak for my local city. We have an extremely low voting turnout. Now, a lot of that has to do with messaging and access and getting people, bringing awareness to the community. But also a lot of it does come from people that just choose, I could care less about voting. Nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be a waste of my time, waste of gas, waste of my calories, right? Waste of my steps. No, it's a waste. It's very sad when I hear people choose I'm not voting, because personally it's your civic duty. It's your duty, as a citizen here in the United States, to vote. That's you have to, regardless if you like the people, hell, write a name in, but you have to cast a vote. But it's just people are so pissed. People are upset, y'all. Okay? People are upset. They do not like the fact that you go to a fast food or you buy groceries at a grocery store and it's just people can't afford it, man. They hear a lot of the economy is at its best peak, the job numbers is at its best peak. Okay, I get it. More jobs have been this, but guess what? That's not for everybody. Okay, there's still people that are unemployed. There's still people that are having a hard time finding a job. There's still students or just people that have been outside of college for years that are still paying their debt. There's so much bad happening that, okay, especially for Democrats, like, okay, Joe, what are you doing? Where's I see this in my face saying, hey, look, vote for this person, vote for that person. I see them, but I don't see you. Where you at? Where is the messaging? Where is the campaign groups and this and that and the other? And it is difficult. It is difficult trying to find out, okay, who exactly going to choose. Because I just had a conversation earlier today with a good friend of mine. He said, man, I had to turn off the news, man. I haven't been tuning in as much as I have been, because it's just started to get too indulged in it. And I'm just at that point where I can never vote for this person, but I definitely couldn't vote for that person either. And I just don't know what to do. And what my dear friend, political and legal analyst, Dr. Eric Clavel, he said, what he said was true. He said, a third party candidate tends to steal the votes from the left. Now, I've heard independent candidates. I've heard independent commentators. There's a show I always tune into. I'm forgetting his name to save my life. Hold on, give me 1 second, because I want to give him the proper credit. He had said something in regards to that RFK could possibly steal some votes from Donald Trump. And I thought that was interesting. His name is Paul Rykoff. He hosts Independent Americans from Righteous Media. You can check it out on all podcast platforms, social media. Dope guy. I've seen him on multiple news outlets. And I thought that was interesting. I really thought that was interesting because it's always been told that a third party candidate will not steal, but his votes will basically, they will take away the votes from the left. But it's interesting. I think it is very interesting, the fact that, I mean, could he do it from both? Because he's, RFK's been hitting all avenues, all sides of the aisle. So it will be interesting. It will be interesting. But again, y'all, just please get out and vote. Read up on your candidates. You can just Google them. You don't have to watch the news. Just say, search, okay, former president this or this president, and research their policies. Research exactly what their key issues that they're running on and what they've done in the past, so you can see their resume prior and see if that, if that flows, if that goes with your core values. Look, we got a couple more stories I'll mention, but we're gonna do another commercial break here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, family, welcome back. Welcome back here on the Arrington Gavin show. I am your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, we are back talking about Sean Diddy Combs. Sean Diddy Combs. Um, obviously, it's not looking for good for him. I mean, his career is getting hit in the gut, face. I mean, jaw, bro. It's not looking good for his name. In all honesty, I mean, we all see it. People are pulling away from any ties they have with him, companies, businesses, any endorsements that he prior was working with, they're gone. I even Mayor Eric Adams of New York City is in conversation of how can they take back the key to city that they've given to Diddy. There's an article from Fox News. It reads: Feds tracking down people seen in video taken inside Sean Diddy's mansion. There's and I'll actually bring up a clip reported by CNN in regards to some more of the court cases, but it says here, federal investigators has obtained video from inside the mansion of embattled hip hop billionaire Sean Diddy Combs, and are tracking down and interviewing potential witnesses identified from the footage, including a male sex worker who claims to be a victim, according to the new report. It was not immediately clear if the video was taken by Combs' own security cameras or by someone inside, and the images were not immediately made publicly. The revelation came from a CNN source who told the outlet that Combs' accusers could soon testify before a federal grand jury. In a typical grand jury investigation, jurors would be shown evidence and witness testimony before prosecutors as them to approve a criminal indictment. So after reading that, let me go ahead and move it on to bringing this clip for you guys.
Are you learning? Good morning, Kate. So this is obviously the biggest escalation since the are now hearing that federal investigators are preparing to possibly bring witnesses in front of a federal grand jury in New York City. What we have heard is that possible witnesses have been notified that they could be called to testify. Now, sources do caution that investigators are still in the process of and they have called in some witnesses multiple times. We also hear that the majority of the accusers who have filed these civil lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs have been brought in for questioning. And again, some of them being called in numerous times. We hear that many are cooperating and even handing.
Elizabeth, what more are you learning?
Over evidence that they feel could be relevant into this federal probe. Now, a spokesperson for Homeland Security did not respond to our request for comment about the presence of a grand jury, but they did confirm that this investigation is presently ongoing.
Elizabeth, what are you learning about the evidence that
federal investigators? Now, when the raids first happened, we had a law enforcement source tell us at CNN that the investigation was largely based in sex trafficking, which is what HSI specializes in. Now we are hearing that that scope has been widened and that investigators are really looking into all of these claims put forth in these civil lawsuits. That would include not just sex trafficking, but also money laundering and illegal drugs. I have a source who tells me, quote, this is much bigger than just these lawsuits. Federal investigators. Now, when the raid.
And guys, I mean, that right there is just, I mean, I don't know what I can even say after that. like the reporter from CNN had stated, in that people that she's spoken with, this is much bigger than what people think it is. This is more than just the fact that you found a video of him, a domestic violence against his former ex girlfriend. No, this is more. This is even bigger than that, and we will see, because again, I've had a conversation with a friend of mine. As far as innocent until proven guilty, right? You can't speak on too much stuff without pure evidence, right? Now, as far as the cases between him and Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, with the accusations of being physical and verbal abuse, I mean, obviously we seen that video, we saw the evidence. Now the case was already settled out of court. That's it. I mean, all you can say is, you continue to pray for healing for Cassie and for anyone going through domestic violence, because this happens every day, right? This happens every day. But with this case, man, it's just it's just a downfall. That's all it is. It's a downfall. A person who was at the top of hip hop, one of the most successful producers, business moguls, you name it. It's all just is gone. It's leaving him slowly but surely. I mean, you reap what you sow. I'll just, that's all I can say is you reap what you sow. But we will continue to tune in and read up on and follow up on a lot of information in regards to Sean Diddy Combs, because there's more cases, more people that have made allegations towards him. There's always, rumored allegations as well. It's just, I mean, this will continue to go on for a minute. So we will see. We will see. We will see. One, let me see. Do I want to bring this one up? I will bring this one up. Olympic gold medal gymnast Gabby Douglas. This is actually, it's bittersweet. Excuse me as I transition my notes over here. Gabby Douglas pulls out of U.S. championships, ends her 2024 Olympic bid. Now, Gabby at the time had been retired for quite some years. She didn't compete. I don't think she competed in the last Olympics, because I can't remember if she did or not. I don't know. She did not. Because at that time she had retired. Let's see here. She announced that she was making a comeback, wanting to compete in the Olympics. Gabby Douglas, if you're not familiar with her, 20 years old, she was the first African American woman to become the Olympic individual all around champion, and the first U.S. gymnast to win gold in both the individual all around and team competition at the same Olympics. She was also a 2016 AT&T American Cup all around champion. I mean, her success garnered a Lifetime biopic, her own reality television show called Douglas Family Gold. She was a part of the Fierce Five in the 2016 Olympics, as well as the Final Five by the media. Let me bring this article up for you guys. It says here, 3-time Olympic gold medalist Gabby Douglas has withdrawn from competition at the U.S. Gymnastics Championship this weekend in Fort Worth, Texas, citing an ankle injury she suffered during training this week. The injury ends Douglas' improbable bid to make the 2024 Paris Olympic team after an 8-year hiatus. So was it? Wow, 8 years. Whew. At 28 years old, Douglas would have been the oldest American woman to compete in a gymnastics at the Olympics since 1952. Despite the injury, Douglas said she is proud of what she accomplished. over her 18-month comeback. I love this sport and I love pushing my limits, she told ESPN. I hope I can inspire both my peers and the next generation of gymnasts that age in just a number. That age is just a number. It's funny hearing a 20-year-old say age is just a number. Isn't that funny, or is it just me? No. All right. So that age is just a number, and you can accomplish anything you worked hard for. A two-time Olympian, Douglas became the first Black gymnast to win the Olympic all-around title at the 2012 London Games and helped the U.S. earn back-to-back team golds in London and Rio in 2016. She announced her comeback in February and returned to the competition in April at the American Classic in Katy, Texas, where she qualified to compete at U.S. championships. At the U.S. Classic in Hartford, Connecticut earlier this month, Douglas struggled on bars before withdrawing from the remainder of the competition. The U.S. championships would have been her final chance to earn an invite to the Olympic trials in Minneapolis in June. Instead, she plans to recover from her injury and begin training for the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028, when she will be 32 years old. I proved to myself and to the sport that my skills remain at the elite level. Said Douglas, who also plans to reunite with her longtime representative Laurel Tobe of Range Sports. My plan is to continue to train for the LA 2028 Olympics. It would be such an honor to represent the U.S. at a home Olympics. You know what? I'm all in, baby. I'm all in. I hope that she gets it done, and I hope she gets it done, and that I'm rooting for her. Plus, she's a 757 girl. She's originally from Newport News, Virginia. She was born in Newport News, Virginia, which is a part of the 7 cities here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. So she is a hometown icon here in the area, in the sports world, especially. I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for her. Before there was Simone Biles, there was Gabby Douglas. I feel like people tend to forget about that because there wasn't a lot of people of color, really anybody, at least in the Olympics. And it's weird because I've never done the Olympics, but those are like one of the sports I always enjoy watching in the Olympics. I love the Olympics. I look forward to tuning into it all the time. That's one sport that is always just, oh man, I'm rooting for them and I'm excited. And you see their worth and all that good stuff. So yes, want to end off on a good note. Peace and blessings, keeping up the prayers for Gabby Douglas as she recovers from her ankle injury, and we hope to see her in 2028. But we are looking forward to the Olympics here in Paris and seeing what the U.S. would do. Y'all, thank you so much for continuing to tune in the Arrington Gavin Show. I hope you enjoyed this conversation here. Be sure to tune in to new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time via podcast, wherever you listen to your podcasts, as well as on YouTube at our Smooth Club Media. Those videos drop at 5 p.m. on our on all video platforms. So YouTube, our Smooth Club Media, Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show, Facebook at our Smooth Club Podcast, as well as RSC Media on X. Okay, be sure to check out reruns of the show on every Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. on ESP TV on Facebook, as well as ErnestSmithProductions.com. Look, I'm out. I don't have anything else to say. Y'all stay safe out there, stay blessed, and just, hey, y'all take care.